So Instagram, Face app, etc. have been in the news for the longest time. And no, that is giving away too much at the start. Still talking about applications and how they are changing lives. Face app was in the news recently as well. People saw the application, downloaded it, and began looking at how they would perhaps look in the next 50 to 60 something years.
Or younger.
Did I download the application? Yes, I did. Did I post the result? No. People had also raised concerns about the terms and conditions of the application, and that's what caused a stir. And that's one of the reasons why we're talking about it anyway. It's not only because it was able to alter people's faces to look very nice when they were 90, even though I think that men literally benefited greatly from this, more than the women. I looked very weird. I chose not to use it. I mean, even regardless of whether the terms and conditions were weird or not, like, I'm not doing this to myself. By the grace of God, I will not look like this when I'm old. Praise Jesus. Do you think it was accurate though?
No, I don't think. But if I could just be more specific about what we're worried about was the privacy policy.
Yep.
And so Face app said something about Face app gives people the power to see their facial expressions now and years and in the future. Little do you know that they also have, they've given Face app the power to use their pictures and names for any purpose it wishes, for as long as it desires. So people
basically their information.
Yeah, so people were worried about it. And personally, I just thought that basically with technology, information is out there regardless. Right. But I think the worry, if this is my own opinion, the worry was really about the company, the Russian company. Yep. And somehow in this media propaganda and agenda and everything, there's some countries which just seem as really weird. So I mean, people just said, "Is a Russian company?" Like, hey, Russian company, and everybody was just so worried about the Russian company. Exactly, their spies and everything. And the if I could quickly get the information, the CEO of the company had to come out to debunk that and say, "Oh, this was not it." And
it's not even based in Russia to start.
Not based in Russia. And then he said that so you can request to remove your data from its servers even after using it. So I think that's like, I don't know. Corrective. I really don't know.
Are they really deleting it?
My point exactly.
Does anything ever get deleted?
I don't think so.
No.
But I really do think that when people drew out the terms and conditions, the privacy policy of the application, it jolted many people to reality. Very many people. And I had seen a post also on BBC where a man said, a picture of his amputated leg was used on a cigarette packaging, and he hadn't given them the rights to do so, even though the company who was in charge of that said it was not his picture, etc. These are the kinds of things that this thing might have the potential of culminating into. You could see your picture being used for an ad anywhere in the world, for instance, and you don't get a dime from it. And I know people say, I don't need the money. But then again, things like this definitely make you think before, or should make you think before you act and use some of these applications.
But then I feel like if you use social media, if you use technology, if you use the internet, your information is out there.
But how much of it really is out there, and how can it all be tied? Because someone had already, I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything, but someone had said, oh, so there was a 10-year challenge a few months ago. People were bringing out pictures of them when they were much younger, blah, blah, blah. Now there's an app that's saying, look at what you look like in the future. And that's data that's been collected, right? They can see who you were when you were much younger. Maybe these pictures don't even make it to social media in the first place. Maybe you're not even on social media when 10 years ago. Right, but you have brought that information from your offline life to your online, platforms, and then there is now a very interesting thin line that is drawn across all your posts. So it's like, oh, this is what she looked like 10 years ago. This is what she looks like now. Probably what she will look like in the next few years or whatever. So I think that while it might sound like a conspiracy or like maybe it's just us overthinking things, I don't think we should completely discard that school of thought.
Yes. If I had to comment on it, I would say that there are two things I'll take away from this story. One, that when people highlighted the terms and conditions, it actually dawned on me, how we don't read terms and conditions of anything.
Yes.
So someone just tells you, yeah, this is this app. You just say, okay, agree. Yes, this is it.
But
So do you know?
Too long.
That's the thing. But basically, if you agree to it, then you don't have any legal case. Then two, another thing is when things like this come up, I'm happy because we just sort of shake these data collectors, people who do these things. Like I remember even with Mark Zuckerberg and everything, Facebook and all these other apps that seem more secure. he faced the US Congress, like they challenged him about a couple of things.
Yeah.
And also it just really lets them know that, okay, if you're doing these things, people are watching and checking whatever it is that you're doing. So I think, as we raise this now, they'll be forced to be a little discreet about their plans to collect our data.
With regards to T's and C's, privacy policies, etc., I also just need to say that before you start using an application, also be careful of the access that it wants to have. Some apps want access to your location, and it's like,
why?
This app does not need access to my location, for instance. Some would ask for access to your contacts, etc. So I think we need to be careful in that regard before you click yes.
Technology is scary.
Isn't it scary?
Yes, but then you just have to be wise.
I think it was Steve Wozniak, I believe, who said he's left Facebook. He left Facebook last year because of privacy issues. Another honourable mention is the fact that the president has tendered a ministerial nominees list, and there are very interesting expectations that Nigerians have, particularly for the role of the Minister of Information, Communication and Technology. The Minister of Science and Tech, Ogbonnaya Onu, in fact, did say that they made some tremendous innovations. And that's what he said. So basically, we are waiting on the president to make the announcement. All right, this is the point where we say thank you for watching. Good day and goodbye, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods, in your part of the world. I'm Bella Rizokoji.
I'm Shaliwa Williams.
And I'm Dola Kwenyode.